Good morning, David Coombe here with the CBS AM Debrief. It's Thursday the 13th of October, just past 8 AM here in the Sydney office, and overnight we saw the Dow up a handy nearly 1% or 102 points. Apparently this was largely on the back of the hopes that the Europeans are going to get this deal together to recapitalise the banks, getting that sorted. The other thing was a less than expected or revision to the jobless numbers out of the US, which is also quite encouraging. The other US indices, the S&P 500 up 0.98, the Nasdaq up 0.84. Looking at the FTSE up 0.85 and the DAX up 2.21. So really quite a good move there on the DAX. Nikkei down 0.4, and Bloomberg here have changed all the layout here of the market data. So excuse me for just jumping around here a little bit. Let's have a look at the rest of Europe here if we can find that. So the Euro Stoxx 50 up 2.43. As mentioned, the DAX there, the FTSE. We will go and have a look here at the futures. Just waiting here. We don't seem to have local numbers. Okay, here we are. So what's that mean for us? Well, it looks like we're going to open up around 30 points higher according to the SPY. So a little bit more subdued here. We do seem to be climbing this sort of wall of worry where we've got reasons to advance, but we keep on being concerned about the situation there in Europe. But anyway, move on. Let's have a look at the commodity space. Crude's given up a little bit of its ground, down 80 cents to 85.01. Natural gas at $3.49 really hasn't moved much from there at all. Now to some of the softs. I saw a big move. It was wheat down to 5.15% there. Now I know that Jono's bulletin there, the Barrett's bulletin, he's talked about the opportunity to buy wheat on dips because he's quite strongly bullish on that one. So that might be one to have a look at, and I'll have a look at the chart there in a minute. The other big mover there looked like lumber. Cotton down a fair bit too, 2.86. Coffee up 2.71, a reasonably big move there. Canola up to 1.11. Sugar up 0.27. Soy up 0.32. And oats up 1.77. Rough rice 2.35, fairly big move there. This will actually be my last AM debrief for a couple of weeks. I'm off to Thailand, and interesting to look at rough rice here and think of the impacts of these very severe floods. They're talking about the worst floods in 50 years, so should have some effect on perhaps pushing the price of rice up here. Certainly seems like my timing to be going there is not the greatest. Okay, moving on, having a look at the metals here. Copper up 7.05 cents to $3.36, which certainly seeing that as a bull rally in a bear market for copper. Gold up $17.40, getting up towards 1700 there, but still got a bit to go. So up 1.05%, and then silver up 1.96% to $32.62.5. Move on and have a look at our currency pairs now. Euro buying 1.3789, the pound 1.5748, the US dollar buying 77.26 yen, and the Aussie back above parity here. Quite a strong move there. Now at Aussie now buying 1.0162 US dollars. And the US dollar buying 1.79 Canadian and 0.8952 Swiss francs. Let's have a look at the economic calendar here. Okay, so the numbers that our market will be looking for is unemployment due out at 10:30, expecting about 10,000 new jobs to be created, and for unemployment to stay at 5.3%. Now that will obviously give us some direction as far as what the RBA is concerned, and whether or not we are going to see a slowing down in our economy as a consequence of some of the stuff that's going on globally, and that will also provide obviously direction for our local markets. I've also got some Chinese trade data out at midday, and then we've got CPI numbers out of Germany and PPI numbers. Sorry, CPI numbers, not PPI numbers. Visible trade out of the UK, and then US trade balance, expecting a negative 46 billion for the month of August. Okay, move on now and have a look at the Falcon Trader. There's our local index, just starting to look like it's wanting to top out there a little bit to my mind, but apparently we will have likely to have a positive day here today. Aussie dollar looking strong there, really bouncing off that 94. Would have been a great one to get on if one was feeling a little bit more positive at the time. It was only a week or so ago. It seems amazing. Energy World Corporation is one that I've been watching. Actually got into it around mid to low 50s and endured that fall back. I actually got out of that yesterday for a loss, so I just wasn't confident that it was going to really power much higher here. A couple of the other trades that we've been looking at was a Luca. Got out of that for quite a nice profit. Again yesterday, because I just felt that the markets here were ready to give up some ground after what has been an absolutely stellar run, and so I was happy to lock in some profits. I really don't like to take positions when I go on holidays. I just prefer to close things out and have a stress-free holiday. Following up on a couple of the gold stocks here. Kingsgate sort of got up to this $8 level and looks to have been sold off a bit there, but as we know, pretty comfortable buying back down at $7. Medusa doing much the same thing there. Any of these sort of dips should be reasonably safe to buy. Okay, and there was one here that I thought might be worthy of a short, and that's CSL. It's had a really good run up. A lot of that's been on the back of US dollar or the Aussie dollar weakness, and when the Swiss franc was pegged to the euro, because a lot of their production is done out of Switzerland. So that's seen this quite good run up, but to my mind, that is a potential short there, bouncing off this in a downward trend line, like that. So we see it go back down and perhaps retest that level there. Okay, so that's it for me. Until the next session, have a good time in these markets, and speak to you when I get back. Okay, bye now.